What's up, YouTube? What's up? I know it's been a while since I made a video. Yeah, life has been pretty crazy for me for the last like 3 months. I think my last video, I was in Oregon. I had just got that truck and I was at the park or something. I was loaded. I was hella high. So whoever mentioned that in the comments, you guys were right. I wasn't really trying to hide anything, you know. I just was ashamed of, not following through and doing the things that I said that I was gonna do. And, that makes me feel bad. Everybody wants to, succeed with the goals that they make for themselves, and nobody wants to fail. So I felt like a failure a little bit. I was ashamed. My life has been so hectic the last, let's just say, year. When I had left Oregon and went to Vegas, and then I showed up in LA and was living in Skid Row. It was absolutely horrible. And then from Skid Row, I went back to Grants Pass, Oregon. I turned myself into jail. I did 60 days in jail. And then I went to rehab after I got out of jail. They wanted me to do a rehab. So I went and did the rehab. And then I'm going to be 100% honest. I met a girl in rehab and we got put on contract for, like messing around with each other and flirting and stuff like that. So we were about to get kicked out. I was going to get kicked out. She was going to get kicked out. And she was working on getting her kid back. So I didn't want her to mess that up. So I packed my stuff and I sack herself. Holy shit. I almost lost my phone. That was going to be really bad. I don't know. I think it was this way. I got a selfie stick so I can improve my videos so they are not all crazy. But if I would have broke my phone, that would have sucked. So yeah, I left rehab. I didn't tell my PO. And I immediately violated by leaving rehab. So I'm like, okay, now I got another warrant out for my arrest. I'm like, this is gonna suck. My brother was like, why don't you come back to Michigan? So I jumped on a plane. I flew. Now is it all foggy? Hold up. Okay. The air quality out today is absolutely horrible. I'll tell you where I'm at in a second. So I went back to Michigan. I got some money and then I flew back to Oregon. I was planning on turning myself in and doing the whole process over again, starting from square one, from where I said what I was gonna do, and straighten my life out and get clean and sober and do everything that I needed to do, as an adult and take care of my problems. So I went back to Grants Pass. What happened? I bought a truck. I was just kind of living it up there for a second, just, because I had been in jail and then in rehab and then I was homeless in Grants Pass and I just wasn't having fun. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? I'm taking a little bit of time for myself. I'm gonna, I had some money, so I went and I bought a truck and I was just going to the river and, and once you get back to Grants Pass, every person that I know and I talk to is using. So everywhere I stayed, it was very hard to try to stay clean with, being surrounded with, drugs and alcohol and I don't want to say bad people because they're my friends, but they're just not, they're in their addiction, So I was walking down the street and I had got back into doing cocaine, let's be honest. I had a gram of coke on me and I was walking to the store and the cop that knows me seen me and was like, Mr. Sifler. And I was just immediately, I flipped off my flip-flops and I took off fucking running. I made it about 2 blocks and they surrounded me and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I just put my hands up and I went to jail. They gave me 90 days for a probation violation. I got a job in the kitchen as soon as I got there, so I was eating good, I was working out. I did 70 days, I think 70 days out of 90. And then once I got out of jail, I went and I seen my PO. And in Oregon, I don't know why this is, but there's like an out date for being on probation. So I am only extradition zone 1, which is Oregon only. So if I went and reported with my probation officer. She set me up to do 5 days of outpatient rehab, or 5 meetings a week, outpatient rehab, and reporting every Monday. And I didn't have nowhere to go. I was trying to get my probation switched over to Klamath Falls because I had a pretty good support system with, AA and people that I had met while I was in rehab. So I felt like that would have been a good community for me to start off in, instead of being in Grants Pass, where I'm couch surfing and I really didn't have nowhere to stay. Luckily, my truck was still there. My buddy had kept my truck the whole entire time that I was in jail, but he blew the clutch in it. So when I got out, my truck wasn't running. All my clothes got stolen. My shoes got stolen, my hats, everything I owned was gone. The only thing that was left was my truck, and they had popped the ignition to try to start it because I had the keys when I was in jail. So they broke my ignition. So it needed a new steering column because they destroyed the steering column. What else did they do to it? That's pretty much it. They just they blew the clutch in it and destroyed the steering column. So it was useless unless I would have had about $1,000 to fix it, which I was fresh out of jail, so I didn't have any money. My other brother that is in LA, called me and was like, hey, why don't you come to LA? I'm doing really good right now. We got a place in Beverly Hills. And I was literally like homeless on the street, and I just said, screw it. You know what? I called my PO and I said, I'm thinking about going to LA. And in Oregon, with the charges that I have, they can't extradite. It's only Oregon wide. So if I told my PO, I said, look, I'm thinking, because there's a release date on my probation. So I had 36 months of probation, which was about a year and a half ago is when I got on it. So I literally have about 15 months of probation left. I told her, like, check it out. I'm just going to go to California and wait my time out on probation instead of, doing probation here and going to classes and doing all these things that I know I was going to fail. I already knew I was not having a place to stay, being surrounded by drugs and alcohol. I wouldn't have stayed sober. I would have been getting high again. I would have fucked it up, and I got 22 months in prison over my head. They literally said, if you violate one time, you're going to prison. Like, I don't know. I got so lucky that I didn't go. I was ready to sign for 22 months. And so I got super lucky that I didn't go. But I told my PO, I'm like, check it out. I'm going to go to California. I'm going to wait the year and a half out so I don't go to prison. And once the year and a half is up, I'll come back to Oregon and, I'll do what I got to do, but I won't be on probation no more. So I don't have to worry about going to prison. Or I might just stay here. I'm in Beverly Hills right now. Just walking on the street. I'm actually waiting on an Uber because I am going to go look at this, I think it's a Nissan Pathfinder or something. Just a little SUV, something to get around here in LA. I got like the Lime scooters and the Bird scooters. They got these rent scooters downtown LA. There's actually some right here. I'll show them to you. Where you can rent a scooter, but it's actually really expensive. They're not cheap in any way. It's basically the same as taking a cab everywhere you go. So instead of because I was buying renting these scooters when I first got here, and they're actually really expensive. It's like, I don't know, it's like $2 a mile or something like that, but it adds up really quick because LA is fucking huge, and you would think that it's going on. What's up, YouTube? You want to be on YouTube? Hey. Yeah, so I just said screw it, and I went and I bought one of these. Well, we bought 3 of them. They're actually pretty badass. They go like 25 miles an hour. They're up in the hotel right now. I got sidetracked by people walking down the street. They wanted to be on YouTube. So yeah, we got these scooters. I've been riding them around and stuff like that. They're fun, but once you get I got downtown LA yesterday, and my battery dies, and I'm like, fuck, dude. And they take 5 hours to charge. So I'm literally, luckily you can still push it, and you can still kind of ride it with the battery being dead. So I jumped on the subway, and I came back or whatever. But yeah, so I just been hanging out in LA. We've been shopping. We've been just going to the beach. I went to Huntington Beach yesterday or the day before, and just kind of just doing good, Hey, how you doing, sir? Yeah, just hanging out I'm on Beverly Hills Boulevard right now. If you guys can't tell, I was gonna take a shot of the hotel and everything, but there was people, and when you say, you're making a video for YouTube or whatever, they're hella interested, and they want to know, what you're making videos for. And it's funny because I always I tell them yeah, I do YouTube videos, and they're like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, I talk about my life and how fucking crazy it is and how big of a fuck up I am, and people love it, yeah. Update video. So I wanted to update you guys. It had been a while. I get messages on Facebook all day, every day, of people, just reaching out to me and asking me how I'm doing and how my mom's doing and how everything's going. And I talk to everybody that messages me. It's fun for me. I get a lot of support and a lot of people that, just give me the best wishes, and it's nothing negative at all. And I'm gonna be honest, sometimes people say mean shit in the comment section, and it, maybe I shouldn't take it to heart, but I do. I take every comment, and most of them are awesome. Most of them are super supportive, and very little people talk shit. Maybe when I'm high in the video or something like that, and I'm all fucking spun out, yeah, I would expect somebody to talk shit. I would talk shit to somebody if I seen somebody that was on one. You know what I mean? So I take it to heart because I've been through a lot of shit in life, and I'm trying as hard as I fucking, not really, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm trying, but I'm not trying as hard. I'm not putting my 100% into it. If I really wanted to, I would go back to rehab and get the certificate and finish out my probation and do everything that I absolutely need to do, but it just doesn't work like that for me. If there's bumps in the road, I hit the fucking biggest bump, I hit the deepest pothole, and it's if it can go wrong for me, it will. So while I was in jail, I got 30 days credit for jail time served since my last arrest when I went to court. So I get back to the jail and I tell them, hey, I got 31 days credited for, me being in jail before I got sentenced. And they're like, oh no, we're not giving you those 31 days. And I'm like, how are you not going to give me the 31 days? The judge, gave me the 31 days. And it was in my paperwork. It was right there in front of them. It was written down. I'm about to get hit by a car. It was written down, and they just were they were dicks, dude. And they're just no, the booking clerk or whatever, she had my out date right at first, and it was the 4th. And then I went and checked it a week later because I was getting into the kitchen, and I wanted to see how many good days I was getting for being in the kitchen. And my out date changed to the 21st. I'm like, what the fuck? It was an extra 16 days. So the whole entire time that I worked in the kitchen, I didn't get one good day for it. I actually did an extra 16 days, which, I was really pissed off in the beginning. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. I shouldn't have to do, an extra. Nobody wants to do extra time if they don't have to. So, after about a weekend, I just said, screw it, and I sucked it up, and I just did it anyways. There wasn't nothing I could really do. I'm not going to sit there and argue with them. But yeah, I mean, it literally, I've done a lot of 90-day bits. I know, it sounds shitty, but it's true. I've done a lot of 90 days in jail, and that was probably the fastest 90 days I think I'd ever done. I got a really good routine in. I worked out every day. I went to the kitchen and ate as much peanut butter as I possibly could, because the food there is actually really bad and there's not a lot of protein. So I was just eating everything I possibly could with all the most protein that I could find, which was peanut butter. So how you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Not bad, not bad. So yeah, update. I figure I will make, I don't want to say I'll do one a week or whatever, or make a video every day, because I get sidetracked and I'm looking for a job right now. Rent is really expensive out here. It's not cheap. I found a studio apartment for $1,000 a month, which is actually really cheap in LA. It's just a little tiny studio. There's a bathroom and a kitchenette and like a living room. There's no bedrooms or anything, so it's like an open floor plan, but it's pretty sweet. It's in, where's it at? It's kind of by Skid Row, which I went to yesterday. I went to go see my mom, and I went downtown LA, and I went through MacArthur Park, and I got downtown, and I started to venture into Skid Row, and the dirtiness and the smell and just how disgusting this place was mind-blowing to me. I mean, the sidewalk is even absolutely filthy. I couldn't believe how dirty and nasty this place was. Last time I was there, I didn't look at it like that. I didn't see the filth because I was in my addiction. I didn't see how truly nasty this place was. It was so bad when I went there. I got about a block in. I'm not even gonna lie. I got like to the fire station on 7th Street, and I turned around. My scooter was dead. I couldn't even drive it. So I turned around. I went back to the subway. I didn't even get to see my mom. I got on the subway and I came back to Beverly Hills because it was just so dirty and so nasty. And there was just people. This lady was walking in front of me, and she just pulled her pants down and just pissed right there in front of me, dude. And I stopped and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this, dude. I wish I not videotaped that, because that would have been nasty. But the people on the subway, I mean, there was this guy that was just going absolutely crazy, and then this girl got like, I don't know, like confidence because he was going crazy, so she started to go crazy. And just, I'm like, what is in the air here? And what are they putting in the water? It's probably the meth or I don't know. A drug out here that makes people go absolutely crazy is Sherm, is where they dip a cigarette in this, they call it Sherm. It's getting wet. It's the stuff, embalming fluid that they put in your body when you die, and it makes people go absolutely insane out here, and they never come back from it. You hit it one time. I did it one time, and yeah, never again on that one. But anyways, I just wanted to make an update video for you guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. I love you guys. Blow up the comment section below. I'm getting ready to get in this Uber and go check out this Nissan. So I will make a video of the Nissan if I get it. And yeah, love you guys. Comment, like, and subscribe.